The Florida Freight Mobility and Trade Plan policy element is now complete. But before we move forward, let's take a look back and see how it all began. In December of 2010, the Florida Chamber Foundation partnered with FDOT and commissioned a trade logistics study that analyzed the current intermodal structure, Florida-originated exports, import trade competition, and the economic outlook for Florida freight. 1 month later, Rick Scott was sworn in as the 45th governor of Florida, and with his support, this critical initiative continued to move forward.
Florida has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with the expansion of the Panama Canal to transform the state's economy to become a global hub for trade, logistics, and export-oriented manufacturing activities.
August of 2011 saw the creation of the Transportation Vision for the 21st Century, which focused on improving our freight infrastructure, job growth in the private sector, evaluating transportation choices, and creating new economic opportunities for Florida. In January of 2012, the Office of Freight Logistics and Passenger Operations was launched within the Florida Department of Transportation with the role of directing freight infrastructure improvements for the greater good and to analyze industry clusters with partners such as the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity, Enterprise Florida, Workforce Florida, and the Florida Chamber of Commerce. The goal? Double Florida-originated exports by 2015. In April of 2012, House Bill 599 passed to increase funding for seaports, create an intermodal logistics center program, and call for the development of the Florida Freight Mobility and Trade Plan. The first phase is about policy, and the second phase is about investment. Just 2 months later, in June of 2012, the U.S. Congress passed the Moving Ahead for Progress in the 21st Century Act, otherwise known as MAP 21, which encourages states to develop comprehensive freight plans. July, August, and September of 2012 witnessed regional listening sessions in Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville, Panama City, Fort Myers, and Tampa, with over 400 participants.
I think what's working well is that FDOT is making the right investments. I mean, that's certainly evidenced by the tunnel project, the rail project at the port.
There's a lot, and it was great input. I'm glad. I think they were on target with it, and it's going to be an exciting future.
In October of 2012, the first annual Freight Leadership Forum was held and hosted 50 high-level CEOs from across Florida to best understand their needs and communicate what must be done to make Florida as economically competitive as possible. The following months saw a flurry of activity, including Business Forum 1 for scenario planning, Business Forum 2 for plan development, webinars and continued plan development in January and February, and Business Forum 3, the plan review in March of 2013. More than 300 stakeholders participated in these activities. April and May of 2013 showcased the plan's public comment period. So there you have it. In an incredibly short period of time and through the tireless efforts of individuals and agencies from both the public and private sectors, we have set the stage to make Florida a global leader in freight mobility and trade. And we're just getting started.